Hello everyone, hope all of you are fine. This is chapter number first, which is for 8th standard, and in this chapter we are going to study the poem The Gift of India. The Gift of India is a wonderful poem which was composed by the great poetess Sarojini Naidu. Now before starting the poem, the explanation of the poem, we have to discuss some points about Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was born on 13th Feb 1879 and she died in 1949. She was a great poetess and activist. She was also known as the Nightingale of India. She loved to write poems about children, nature, patriotism, love and death. And as well as this poem, The Gift of India, is a patriotic poem and this is a very pathetic poem. So before starting the poem, let's see the structure of the poem. In this poem there are 4 stanzas and in each stanza there are 6 lines. And the rhyming scheme of this poem is AA, BB, CC, which means the last 2 words rhymes with each other, like withhold, gold, west, breast, womb, doom, graves, waves, sends, hands, chance, France, weep, keep, despair, prayer, see, victory, seize, peace, thanks, ranks, ones and sons. So I hope all of you have understood what's the rhyming scheme of this poem. Now let's see the explanation of the poem. First of all, we will see the first stanza of the poem, and in this first stanza the poetess wants to say that we have and our India has given so many precious treasures, so many precious things to foreign countries. And this poem, Sarojini Naidu composed this poem during the First World War. That's why we can see the impact of the First World War in this poem. Now I will tell you the meaning of the title of the poem. The Gift of India means the gifts which India gave to the foreign countries. In that time when we are under the possession of Britishers, the time India used to give so many precious things, so many gifts to other countries, including raiment, grain, gold, etc. So in this first stanza, Mother India is asking the questions to the foreign countries that how much I have to give you, or how many gifts India has to give to you more. So in this stanza personification is used and Mother India is personified. Mother India को assume किया गया है as a human being और वो foreign countries से question कर रही हैं. Let's see the poem. Is there aught you need that my hands withhold, rich gifts of raiment or grain or gold? Lo, I have flung to the east and the west priceless treasures torn from my breast, and yielded the sons of my stricken womb to the drum beat of duty, the sabres of doom. Firstly, we will discuss the meanings of the highlighted words. I have highlighted these words because you will understand better the poem. Aught means anything, withhold means share. Raiment is a word which is used in ancient time for the clothes. So raiment means clothings, clothes. Yielded, provided or produced. Stricken, womb word is used for मदर की कोख को जैसे वोम कहा जाता है, गोद को, उसी तरह से यहाँ इन दिस स्टैंजा मदर इंडिया इज आस्किंग द क्वेश्चंस to foreign countries and she is this word used for her womb. Sabres means swords and doom means destiny. Now let's see Is there aught you need that my hands withhold? Rich gifts of raiment or grain or gold. So Mother India is asking the question that is there aught you need now, anything is left to give you that my hands withhold, that my hand should share now. अब और कुछ भी बाकी है देने के लिए जो मैं तुम्हें दूं या मैं शेयर करूं. Rich gifts of raiment, grain or gold. Here is a question marks. It means she is asking the question and saying already India has given you raiment, clothes, grains means food, and gold means precious jewels. It means in ancient time, in old times, India used to export these things like clothes, grains and gold. Then I have flung to the east and the west priceless treasures from my breast. From my breast means earth's breast, means earth की soil को खोद कर जो चीज़ें निकाली जाती थी वो भी दी गई. That's why here in these two lines earth is asking, Mother India is asking the question that I have flung to the east and west, I have produced, I have exported things to east and the west part of your country, and my priceless treasures from my breast. Even the priceless treasures means the priceless things also I have given you which were torn from my breast. जो कि मुझे खोद कर निकाले गए थे वो priceless gems भी मैंने आपसे शेयर किए. अब मैं और क्या दे सकती हूँ. And yielded the sons of my stricken womb. Now here this is a very deep line, and in last two lines, to the drum beat of the duty, the sabrace of doom. The Mother India as a mother asking the question to the foreign countries, and she is saying that and yielded the sons of my stricken womb. Even मैंने आपको अपने sons, अपने बेटे, sons, here this word is used for the soldiers, Indian soldiers. That's why the Mother India is saying that मैंने आपको अपने बेटे भी produce करके अपने womb से produce करके दिए हैं. To the drum beat of the duty. Drum beat of the duty means because of the duty, for the sake of the duty उन्हें जाना पड़ता था. And the sabrace of the doom, only because of the destiny. The old in ancient Indian soldiers, they didn't want to go to the war, but by chance they have to go only because of the drum beat of the duty. सिर्फ अपनी ड्यूटी की वजह से उन्हें अपने देश को छोड़कर लड़ने जाना पड़ता था. मैंने आपको अपने इंडियन सोल्जर्स भी दिए हैं और मैं क्या दे सकती हूँ. सो इन दिस स्टैंजा poetess Sarojini Naidu asking the questions, and she is saying that Mother India is asking the questions to the foreign countries. Now let's see the second stanza. Gathered like pearls in their alien graves, silent they sleep by the Persian waves. Scattered like shells on Egyptian sands, they lie with the pale brows and brave broken hands. They are strewn like bosom mown down by chance on the blood-brown meadows of Flanders in France. So, in this stanza, let me tell you some difficult words. Graves means body parts, shells, bullets. Brows here, the word brows used for the eyebrows, face. Bosoms means flowers. Mown is a kind of machine which used to cut down the grasslands, and they are strewn means they have crushed. Flanders is a place in around the Belgium, and France is also a place, country. So in this stanza, Mother India is saying and is telling us the condition after war. जब लड़ाई ख़त्म हो गई, जब लड़ाई हो चुकी थी, तो वहाँ की कंडीशन कैसी थी. Gathered like pearls in their alien graves. Now the Mother India is saying gathered like pearls, मोतियों की तरह बिखर गए थे alien graves, in their alien graves. इंडियन सोल्जर्स की जो लाशें थीं, जो बॉडी पार्ट्स थे, they were gathered, Indian soldiers were gathered like pearls in the alien graves. Silent they sleep by the Persian waves. Now here Mother India is saying that in Persia, Egypt, and even Flanders and France also our Indian soldiers went to fight. Forcefully they went to fight. हमारे Indian soldiers को Persia, Egypt and Flanders in France भी जाना पड़ा था लड़ने के लिए. So the Mother India is telling the condition that silently they were sleeping. It means they were died. Indian soldiers were died by the Persian waves. Persia पर्शिया में पर्शियन वेव्स के किनारे साइलेंटली सो रहे थे। ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे कि इंडियन सोल्जर्स मोतियों की तरह बिखर गए हैं। एंड आफ्टर वॉर दे वर स्लीपिंग साइलेंटली बाय द पर्शियन वेव्स स्कैटर्ड लाइक शेल्स ऑन इजिप्टियन सैंड्स। एंड इजिप्ट में देखा तो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था, मदर इंडिया सेइंग दैट, जैसे कि शेल्स की तरह इजिप्ट की मिट्टी पर, इजिप्ट की सैंड पर मेरे सोल्जर्स, मेरे सन्स बिखर गए हैं, स्कैटर्ड। They lie with pale brows and brave broken hands. Here the brave word is used for the soldiers because Indian soldiers were brave, and brows means eyebrows, face. So the mother India is saying they lie with pale brows. हमारे इंडियन सोल्जर्स, पेल ब्रोज मीन्स डेथ के बाद जैसे चेहरा येलो हो जाता है उस तरह से अपने फेडेड फेस के साथ ब्रेव सोल्जर्स ब्रोकन हैंड्स के साथ घायल होकर लेटे हुए थे। एंड दे आर स्ट्रीwn लाइक blossoms mown down by chance. Mown is a kind of machine which we use to cut the meadows. So here in this line the poet is very beautifully and deeply saying that they were there. We can see, the mother India could see that the Indian soldiers were looking like the क्रश्ड बॉसम्स, क्रश्ड फ्लावर्स, जैसे कि क्रश्ड फ्लावर किसी मशीन से छोटे छोटे पीसेस करके फ्लावर्स को बाय चांस बिकॉज ऑफ द फेट बिखरा दिया हो, इस तरह से मेरे इंडियन सोल्जर्स वहाँ फॉरेन कंट्रीज़ में थे। ऑन द ब्लड ब्राउन मीडोज ऑफ फ्लैंडर एंड फ्रांस। नाउ इन दिस लाइन द पोएटेस इज सेइंग दैट मदर इंडिया is in grief. She said, and she is saying that the blood brown meadows, the grasslands, meadows means the grasslands of the Flanders and France were blood brown. The color of the Flanders and France was blood brown. Flanders and France के जो grasslands थे वो हमारे इंडियन सोल्जर्स के ब्लड की वजह से ब्राउन हो चुके थे। Now we will continue the third stanza of the poem. Can ye measure the grief of the tears I weep, or compass the woe of the match I keep? The question mark here also, the mother India is asking the question. Or the pride that thrills through my heart's despair, and the hope and comforts the anguish of prayer. And the far said glorious vision I see of the torn red banners of victory. In this third stanza, mother India is having proud, she is feeling proud, इंडियन सोल्जर्स पे प्राउड भी फील कर रही हैं और वो सैड भी हैं। एंड इन दिस थर्ड स्टैंजा शी इज़ आस्किंग द क्वेश्चन, सो मैनी क्वेश्चन मार्क्स हियर, सो अगेन शी इज़ आस्किंग द क्वेश्चंस टू द फॉरेन कंट्रीज एंड शी इज़ सेइंग ye means you. In the poetic language we used to write like this, ye. So can you measure the grief of the tears I weep? Mother India is asking to the foreign countries कि क्या तुम मेज़र कर सकते हो? Can you measure the tears? Can you measure my pain? Can you measure my grief? Or compass the woe of the watch I keep. Compass means measure and woe means sorrow. Or compass the woe of the watch I keep. The watch I keep which I can see. Mother India is saying that which I can see, can you measure that sorrow? On the pride that thrills through my heart's despair. Despair means sadness, the grief. Now Mother India is saying in this line that or the pride that thrills through my heart's despair, that you can't measure. I am feeling proud of my Indian soldiers, my son, but my heart is full of despair. And the hope that comforts the anguish of prayer. Again in this line, Mother India is asking the question, and she is saying that whenever Indian soldiers used to go to fight in outside countries, then our Indian mothers ऑलवेज़ यूज़ टू प्रे. इंडियन मदर्स हमेशा प्रे करती थी, तो उनकी जो होप्स थी, उनकी जो कंफर्ट्स था कि हमारे इंडियन सोल्जर्स लौट कर आएंगे, दैट एंग्विश, दैट प्रेयर कैन यू रीपे? क्या तुम उसको रिपे कर सकते हो? दैट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस मदर इंडिया इज आस्किंग इन दिस stanza. And the far said glorious vision I can see. Glorious means the great vision. Here Mother India is saying that can you imagine, can you see the glorious vision which I can see of the torn red banners of victory? Now in the last line of this stanza, the Mother India is saying that there is no use of the victory, there is no need of the victory, because the victory, the banner of the victory is totally torn red. The banner of the victory is torn, it is red with the blood of the Indian soldiers. हमारा जो victory का banner है वो फटा हुआ है और वो हमारे इंडियन सोल्जर्स के ब्लड से रेड है, इसलिए ऐसी विक्ट्री का कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है, बिकॉज आर इंडियन सोल्जर्स सेक्रीफाइस्ड देयर प्रेशियस लाइफ. नाउ लेट्स सी द लास्ट स्टैंजा ऑफ द पोएम. Before starting the explanation of this stanza, I want to tell you that you can see in the picture also, it is visible that how the soldiers are fighting and they are scattered and they are gathered. So let's see the poem. Now this is the last stanza. It is also in this stanza also there are 6 lines and the same rhyming scheme, A, B, B, C, C, which means there are last words rhymes, C's, P's, thanks, ranks, ones and sons. Now let's see the explanation. When the terror and the tumult of hate shall cease. The tumult means the commotion, commotion means the confusion, and the cease means stop. And life be refashioned on anvils of peace. Anvils of peace. Anvils is a kind of tool on which we use to give the shape of to steel. एनविल एक ऐसा ऑब्जेक्ट होता है जिस पर हम लोहे को शेप देते हैं. सो इन दीज 2 lines the poetess is saying that when the terror and tumult of hate shall cease, जब सब कुछ रीफैशन हो जाएगा, जब वॉर फिनिश हो जाएगी, इन दिस स्टैंजा द मदर इंडिया इज सेइंग, इज टेलिंग अस द कंडीशन आफ्टर फिनिशिंग द बैटल. जब बैटल पूरी तरह ओवर हो जाएगी, सब कुछ ख़त्म हो जाएगा, दैन द टेरर एंड द ट्यूमल्ट, जब कमोशन हो रहा होगा आपस में, हेट, आपस में कमोशन, रिलीजियनिज्म, सेक्युलरिज्म, सोशलिज्म, सब कुछ चल रहा होगा, शैल स्टॉप एंड एवरीथिंग विल बी स्टॉप, और सब कुछ रुक जाएगा. एंड लाइफ बी रिफैशनड ऑन एनविल्स ऑफ पीस. तो लाइफ को रिफैशन होने में, दोबारा से फिर से नया होने में बहुत टाइम लगेगा. And your love shall offer memorial thanks to the comrades who fought on the dauntless ranks. Comrades means friends, but here the comrade means soldiers and dauntless means fearless ranks. So here Mother India is saying, and your love shall offer memorial thanks, then you will say thanks and you will pay the thanks to our dauntless, fearless ranked soldiers. And of course Mother India is saying in the last, when the battle will be over, जब बैटल ख़त्म हो जाएगी तो आप तो सभी हमारे इंडियन सोल्जर्स को एक मेमोरियल थैंक्स कहेंगे, और कहना चाहिए टू द कॉमरेड्स, हमारे इंडियन सोल्जर्स को जो आपके लिए लड़े ऑन द डॉन्टलेस रैंक्स, जो आपके लिए फियरलेसली लड़े और शहीद हो गए. एंड यू ऑनर द डीड्स ऑफ द डॉन्टलेस वंस, रिमेंबर द ब्लड ऑफ द मार्टर्ड सन्स. मार्टर्ड मीन्स शहीद, soldiers के लिए यूज़ हुआ है. this word is especially for the Indian soldiers. So here in these 2 lines poetess is concluding, Sarojini Naidu is concluding, and Mother India is saying that, and you honor the deeds of the dauntless ones. Here is a misprint, here should be deathless ones. The original poetry, in the original poetry, the deathless ones. So, and you honor the deeds of the deathless ones. So the poetess is trying to say that you have to ऑनर द डीड्स. आपको इंडियन सोल्जर्स के जो वर्क हैं, जो डीड्स हैं, उसको सम्मानित करना होगा. एंड रिमेंबर द ब्लड ऑफ माई मार्टर्ड सन्स. एंड द मदर इंडिया इज सेइंग दैट आपको मेरे इंडियन सोल्जर्स का, मेरे मार्टर्ड सन्स का, मेरे बच्चों का, हु आर लाइक द सन्स फॉर मदर इंडिया, उनका ब्लड याद करना होगा और उनको टाइम टू टाइम थैंक्स करना होगा. सो दैट वॉज अ वेरी वंडरफुल पोएम, द गिफ्ट ऑफ इंडिया. होप all of you have understood the explanation, and I hope you have a wonderful day ahead. I thank you all.